Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I hope my voice is coming through good and clear. We're going to try to have a good time here this evening. So,
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
Now think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn, and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he sees as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
there I got to stop where we could see Mr. T looking at them all with the glowing eyes. So let me get this microphone off. Wait a minute. Does this sound better or does it sound worse? I've busted one side of my earbuds, ran over it. But anyway, I hope you all are doing well tonight. Let me see who's here. We got Max here. How you doing, Max? David, Tuco, Cliff. Nice to see you. David, Robin. Nice to see all of you. Benjamin's here. Hebrew Hammer. So, well, they got some of the hostages back, didn't they, Hebrew? But Trump is leaving it up to Israel. We'll see which way they go. They're playing with fire. And Netanyahu repeated, the gates of hell would open if they didn't get their heads and their backsides wired right over there in where Hamas is roosting. KNS Cleanup, how you doing? Let me see what kind of pictures I got here. Wait a minute. I survived the 2025 global trade war. 3rd of February 25 to 3rd of February 25. With the Reciprocal Trade Act, it's pretty much academic. You charge us, we charge you, okay? War over. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. Well, I put on my thumbnail. I didn't know, what to make for a thumbnail for the video. But I've been watching some videos and trying to keep up with the news. And I see that internet searches once again for BleachBit and other computer cleaners surges in Washington, D.C. Elites are panicked. So I was going to use this picture of BleachBit. Right. Whoa, wait a minute. That's CDC. Wait a minute. I'll get to them in a minute. Well, maybe I didn't put it up. But I was going to put that picture of bleach bit up with a picture of Hillary and put in somewhere that the internet is forever. They can bleach bit stuff till their eyeballs fall out of their heads because we have it all with Space Force. Hi, Melinda. Nice to see you. So, six finger fist. Huh. I didn't see that. They say AI has a habit of making six fingers every time they try. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you. Thank you. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up, and it helps the video get around. So, anyway, they can bleach fit all they want. It's not going to help them. They're destroying their own real estate market there in D.C., and there's really nothing they can do about that either because it's going to collapse. I'd like to know how many of those mortgages are held by Bank of America, favorable terms given out, since Bank of America liked shutting down the accounts of conservatives and conservative businesses. I wonder if they were favorable to hacks of the elites and the cabal. So if that's the case, great, because they won't be able to sell them for what they owe on it. And Bank of America can get a big haircut. How's that sound? And there won't be no damn bailouts either. Well, if Trump does bail them out, then he's going to want something in return, I'll tell you that. It ain't going to be for free. And namely, we'll be getting our fingers in their business and as payback. And it'll go where? The Sovereign Wealth Fund, right? So you got to think Trump is looking at the restoration of our economic system and our democratic republic as what this is the time to get the best deal cemented in precedent, the best system and the best deal to promote the health, happiness, and wealth of our nation. So you can't get a finer business mind. Everybody's jumping up and down about Elon. Even Trump said he's a genius. Well, yeah, I guess he is, but I don't think he comes close to Trump. And Trump laid it out. In the past, he set Elon in his place and said he would have got down on his hands and knees and kissed my shoes for that money. Remember that, folks. He was reminding Elon, who's the big daddy from Cincinnati, and that's still the case. Even though the press is trying to push this garbage that Elon is the real shadow president. Boy, they got more nerve than bum tooth after we were watching Joe Biden all the time, the entire 4 years, knowing that Biden was out of it and someone else was having the presidency. Now they're trying to turn the tables and make it sound like that's the case with Mr. T. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? Mark's here. So anyway, we're just watching them hurry and a scurry. Well, Trump went, I grabbed this just before I went live, 8:45. NASCAR. We welcome the President of the United States to the Daytona 500. Is that Caroline? I believe that's Eric's little girl, isn't it? Caroline? In the chat, see if you know. I mean, how many grandkids does Trump have? We'll never be able to keep up with how many grandbabies Elon's got because we can't even keep up with how many kids he's got. He's getting himself, why he gets himself in these stupid situations, like pretending he's a video gamer, excellent video gamer, and then he gets on there with one of the best built-up characters people in a worldwide known game and looks foolish. Doesn't know what he's doing. It's obvious. And now he's got some internet, well, excuse me for describing it this way, some internet hussy saying, I have Elon's baby. So I'll talk about that, put up some posts, different opinions about that situation. I guess you can do what you want. But if it's true and purposeful, it was purposefully done, I don't see how you can give the best upbringing to a child that's not even part of your life, how that benefits anyone. But we'll talk about that. But right now, let's see this. Is that Caroline? Let me see. It should be. Yeah, I don't know. I believe it is. Because here's a little video Trump posted in a limousine. And boy, can you imagine being a little kid and riding around with Grandpa at a big event like this? I believe her name's Carolina, not Caroline. It's Carolina. So I was told some of these NASCAR videos have to be careful not to get a copyright strike. But this is a post Mr. T put up of the Beast. Let me move this one over a little bit. The Beast running around the track. And as far as I'm concerned, if they're covering the President of the United States or any elected official, really, that should belong to people. I mean, they shouldn't be dinging people for copyright, but we'll see what happens. This is what Mr. T posted on Truth Social.
Guys, have fun.
It's time.
Warmed up. I know. I can't wait. And Donald Trump taking some hot laps. We expect to talk to the president. And a little later, Morgan Freeman. We'll hear from him live on Fox.
So when Trump posted that this picture here of him in Carolina, see her little dress? What she got on her dress? She's going to make rainbows great again, okay? That rainbow isn't what the freaks think. We're gonna take it back for what it means. God's promise never to destroy the earth again. So how about this little meme right here? This is funny. Did y'all get a chance to see this one yet? A flashback. We got NASCAR 2021 and 2025.
Oh my God, it's just such an unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back those first two stages and just watch and learn. What did you learn that helped you there in those closing laps?
Oh my God, it was learning how each line didn't stay to one. Everything shifted top to bottom so much that it was kind of like, okay, let's just stay patient where we're at and hope for the best. And
Star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And I was going to put, let me see if I've got it in here. I got a shot I was going to use for my thumbnail, and maybe I'll put it in the future thumbnail. I don't know. Is my chat's frozen up, or people? Hi, Justin Bean. How you doing? Yeah, the true rainbow. That's right. The true rainbow. Well, I must be in my studio, but here we go. I was going to put this one up. What do you think of that? Did you all get to see Air Force One? Boy, that's something. I mean, I've talked in the past about stall speeds. And I mean, these are the best pilots in the world. And they gave that crowd a show. Let me tell you something. When that plane came through, how you doing, Miss Menderson? Nice to see you. So let me see if I got a video of the plane coming in. I might. Whoa, wait a minute. I got to get to the J.D. Vance blowback. I'll get to that in a minute. After I talk a little bit about this, I got 2 videos of the plane. The plane, boss. Let me see. Here's one. Let's see. One I got off of True Social, and the other one. Let's see how this one plays. Wow, that thing looks like it's just floating real slow. Let me see. Here's another one. This is, I think he went around a couple of times. I didn't get to see it live. I just saw videos of it after it happened. But I bet that was an experience.
And there is President Donald Trump.
There it is.
Air Force One arriving. He was the first sitting president at the Super Bowl. He becomes, once he lands, the first president to attend 2 Daytona 500s while sitting as the commander-in-chief of this great country. We're live, and we'll have more in a moment.
Let's see if I get a copyright on that daggone it. I don't know. I hope not. But anyway, I got some videos of Trump speaking. But here's do y'all hear about the hockey game? You know, everybody's proud that, of course, that America won. But this is a little clip here. Poor Justin. Poor Justin. Poor Governor Justin. What's he gonna do? Here's another clip. I think this was taken with a cell phone, not the network, so I should be okay. Yeah, she's got her ruby red slippers on. Her ruby red slippers. And the land of Oz. Let's see. Pappy Two Bears, how you doing? Kimberly, nice to see you. Kathy. Whoa. Let's see. Hi, Jen. Nice to see you. Jess and Beans here. Tammy, nice to see you. Let's see. All right. Y'all remember to give me a thumbs up now. I'm going to see what, I don't know if he says anything in this or not. Isn't that great? That's just great. Boy, I bet those people were thrilled. And here's Trump Whoa, wait a minute. I think this is him going down the track. Let me try to get that zeroed in. Get that zeroed in. There he is running down the track in the Beast. He was acting like the pace car. I think they were doing like 80 miles an hour. I'm not sure.
It was a great sight to see all the folks in the stands jumping up, grabbing phones, grabbing cameras as Air Force One did a flyby of the Speedway before landing.
You know, we're very fortunate, Kevin, you and I.
Yeah, this is a NASCAR video. I got to interrupt it and talk and stuff so I don't get anything.
This sport's given us everything in our lives. Very fortunate to have a sport that somebody as powerful as the President of the United States of America wants to come and be a part of it, be present. It means a lot to the sport of NASCAR.
It does mean a lot.
I heard I think they had to draw straws who could be, I guess whoever got pole position was the lucky one to be closest to the Beast. I don't know how they worked it out, but it was certainly a special moment.
And I've been fortunate to, go to the White House and meet with several presidents, and Donald Trump has been so good to the sport, being and attending events, the Daytona 500 twice now. So it's a great sight to see.
So that's the second time a president has done that. Boy, that's really helping out the industry. That's for sure. So I guess I'll take a chance. Whoa, wait a minute. Let me, and play that clip where he's speaking. Or at least, no, this is the, now, would they do that to me for playing the national anthem? I will give you all update if they do that to me for playing the national anthem.
Streaming and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Normal families and itty-bitty babies. My mama rocked me in the cradle. Oh, here's one. Oh, I think I already played that one. All right, that's good. Well, that was a NASCAR. Here he is giving an interview here. Fox. I don't know. They might give me, I don't know. We'll see what they do. Fox shouldn't do it. Let's see.
Spot. What brings you back to the great American race?
I think it's fantastic. It's great for the country. Our country is doing well again, and we have spirit all over the world. There's spirit again. We brought it back, and it's been less than 4 weeks. So you'll see what we do in a little period of time. It's going to only get better, but this is very exciting.
You brought your granddaughter. I know some of your other family members are here. You get to take a ride around in the Beast. What is that like?
I'll let you know in about 2 minutes because they're going to be going quite quickly, I understand.
And you just got to meet some of the drivers. Are you going to get on the radio again and talk to them before the start of this?
And I say they have a lot of courage doing this. It's I see it, and I've been here, and they have a lot of guts, as they would say.
Mr. President, enjoy your time.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you, Jamie.
There she is. Hi, Carolina. Ha ha ha. Make rainbows great again. Meanwhile, while America's trying to be upbeat and looking forward and anticipating prosperity and happiness, what do we have going on? These idiots right here. These idiots. This was yesterday. It was live. I didn't click onto it. Oh, breaking news, breaking legal news. Now, legal news. You know, and that's what I'm saying. They do such a disservice to the profession. And that's why I'm calling for these attorneys that are purposefully driving a narrative that is patently false, especially with this Russia crap, to be sanctioned or have their license removed altogether. But here they had 13,000 people watching. Who knows how high they got? I have no idea. I just clicked all along to get a screenshot. Mass resignations. Trump losing in court. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll see how that turns out. But he's still marching forward. Losing in courts. What a bunch of jerks. But by follow the money, I am curious. A lot of people are curious. Any money going from U.S. aids to boost this stuff? I watched Senator Kennedy. He gave a presentation on the Senate floor about PBS and whatever that other half of it is, getting $500 million a year. National Public Radio, NPR, PBS. I played one of them. I think it was either National Public Radio or PBS election night, and I left some of the broadcasts up, even though they're boring as hell. But they didn't serve the public. They didn't give any information live except a bunch of narratives and babble and Marxist thinking and crap. Yeah, why should we give them $500 million, $500 million a year? But I'm wondering how much people like Kirshner, Cohen, this pack right here, and some of the filthy things they said, outright libel. I want to find out what's going to happen to them. Follow the money. Because before I went live, I don't know if I got a screenshot of that thumbnail or not. Let me see if I did. Let me see if I got a screenshot of that thumbnail that I got a couple of them. Let's see here. Here's two right here. Whoops. There we go. Let's see. This one right here. Fear-mongering. Fear-mongering. Elon Musk, Department of Government, this is ABC, has requested access to a sensitive IRS data system that retains the personal tax information on millions of Americans. Two sources familiar with the matter told ABC News. The system, known as the Integrated Data Retrieval System, or IDRS, is used by IRS employees to review tax information, issue notices to taxpayers, and update taxpayer records. Access to the files, which is tightly controlled within the agency, has not been granted as of this weekend, several sources told ABC News. So they put a picture of Elon. Doge is trying to get into your personal stuff. I looked in the comments. The narrative they're pushing, they better not delay my refund. So if anything gets sabotaged or delayed or subverted, it'll all get blamed on Elon. All right. So that's what they want to do. But hey, I hope he does get in there. I hope he gets every damn bit of information he can find out on Pocahontas, on Maxine Waters, on Shifty Schiff, all of them. Every one of them. Follow the money. So the Secret Service can transpose the tax returns, all right, with international money laundering say, what's going on here? Yeah. Undeclared income is what they call it. And the other thing I pulled up before I went live is this one right here. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has stated he's ready and willing to send troops in Ukraine as security guarantee under peace deal. Okay. Well, like Trump said, you guys got to patrol it. We're already getting ripped off money-wise, which we're going to demand back. If you'll notice up there in the upper right-hand corner, that is a public broadcasting symbol, I believe. Even though it's called Clear Cut, I don't know if it's part of PBS or not, but it sure does look like the little icon for PBS. But anyway, yeah, you guys are going to have to do it. You're going to have to patrol it because we're not sending any of our young men and women over there. Whoa, where's my picture of Trump? That came down when, that's all right. I'll put this one up. How about that? He who saves his country does not violate any law. I was talking the other day, joking around about these people that have Napoleon complexes. Remember, I talked about the Warner Brothers cartoon Bugs Bunny. I am Napoleon. You know, all these bureaucrats and elitists that are getting kicked out in the street. You know, but Trump, he is Napoleon. So, yeah, that was something that was a quote accredited to Napoleon. And let's see, Trump posted, I think he posted this. Yeah, he reposted this one from, who is that up there? Logan Hall. He who saves his country violates no laws. And below that says, Judge rules. Trump administration defying court order to release billions in grants. Now, that's why I put in my thumbnail title, legally obligated. You know, he's legally obligated to follow the law. And if a court is ordering him to do something unlawful, he's legally obligated, constitutionally mandated to uphold the law. He's the chief law enforcement officer of the United States. And if 1 out of 1,000 district judges doesn't understand the law, that's tough. Tough. But what Trump is going to do is take it to the Supreme Court and have it cemented in, because he could do the Andrew Jackson route. The Supreme Court made a decision, let them enforce it. Pretty much give them the finger. All that's going to do is give the baddies the ammunition to claim Trump is a dictator and all that stuff. Trump is in the right. The money that they are targeting, that we're going to follow, has no oversight, had no approval from Congress, okay, and is unlawfully being spent with no oversight. It's expressly written in the Constitution that expenditures have to have oversight. That hasn't been followed in 80 plus years since the Truman administration. So, so Trump is in the right, but play their little game, you know, and he's got other ways, because these judges, chances are they're uneducated. I mean, to the degree of being a savvy jurist. They don't have the education judges had 30 years ago, 40 years ago. There's no way. You know, they've had their brains inculcated with too much Marxist crap. Our federal judiciary is loaded up with political appointments, okay? People that claim to have dual citizenry, and on and on. I mean, we have got a shoddy federal bench. So with that knowledge, Trump is going to find another rationale for continuing to hold money back. And that does not violate the court order. And they'll say, you're violating the court order. No, I'm holding back because of this statute right here, this statute. You didn't mention that statute. Oh, they got to go back over it again. And so things will be chugging right along until the Supreme Court makes a decision and, like I said, cements it. So in the future, a president won't be hamstrung by an unelected bureaucracy, a bureaucracy with no accountability. Okay? So anyway, here's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Speaking of, I was going to say Judge Chutkan, if she is kind of playing ball. You know, she's not giving them everything they want, or if she does give them anything they want, I think she's had her cage rattled, and she's got enough to worry about. But really, these organizations that are going before the court claiming that money doesn't need to be spent, or money cannot be withheld. They're speaking for Congress. Congress has, if Congress feels like there's a problem, they're the ones who can hold hearings or petition the court, not some club or group or union or whatever. These people fancy themselves a special branch of the government, and they are not. Executive, legislative, judicial, 3 branches. Okay, but anyway, here's Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about Ilhan Omar.
9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows.
Recognized.
Censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Whereas elected members of Congress take an oath to bear true faith and allegiance to the United States without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar took an oath of allegiance to the United States upon becoming a citizen, declaring, I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. Whereas on January 27, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to intercede for the Somali government by pressuring the United States government into certain actions. Whereas Representative Omar assured the Somalians she spoke to, the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia. Whereas Representative Omar continued, for as long as I am in U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system. Whereas George Washington warned in his farewell address of 1796 to guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism, and further declared citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American, which belongs to you in your national capacity, must always exalt the just pride of patriotism more than any appellation derived from local discriminations. Whereas these statements by Representative Omar clearly violate the oath she took as an elected member of Congress to defend and protect the United States Constitution. Whereas Representative Omar has exhibited the treasonous tendencies George Washington warned about, and her actions must be condemned by all members of Congress who adhere to the oath they took upon assuming office. And whereas by openly admitting her efforts to advance Somalia's interest using her position as a United States representative, Representative Omar has revealed herself to be a foreign agent acting on behalf of a foreign government. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee of the Budget and the Committee on Education and the Workforce.
Yeah, take her off those committees, and when she's finished being dressed down in the well of the House, go ahead and have Tom Homan come pick her up. I thought I'd put this one up. This is a cute one about Bobby Kennedy. When you're eating a midnight snack and hear JFK Jr. knocking at the door. Hi, Phil. How you doing? Yvonne, nice to see you. Oh, they didn't give you Darla. Nice to see you. Justin, didn't give you a notification. I'll be darned. Darla, Justin, let's see. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you got to refresh the bell. Ding. And if you're not subscribed, why not? Why not? We want to know. More subscribers, click on. But anyway, what do you all make of this business with Elon? Do you even think it's true? Here's this. I had some other pictures of her, and I had her initial tweet, I guess, or X, where she said Elon was the father of her child. Where is that? I don't know. Wait a minute. I've got a couple of things about that. And, you know, I don't know where somebody's mind is getting involved in something like that or approving something like that. I don't know. Here's what one of the first things that came up about it. Ashley St. Clair is her name. Like I said, she's nothing but an internet. I think I used the term huzzy. Sorry. Elon, we have been trying to communicate for the past several days with you, and you have not responded. When are you going to reply to us instead of publicly responding to smears from an individual who just posted photos of me in my underwear at 15 years old? And Elon said, whoa, that's how he responded. So this one girl had an interesting take. Let me see if this is the first one she put up. Yeah, Syrian girl. She put up, because a lot of the lefties are saying that Elon Musk is acting like Genghis Khan. So Syrian girl said, the right word for Ashley St. Clair is concubine. And I guess historically and literally, that's true. His two other concubines, Siobhan Zillis and Grimes, have given him 3 children each. It's important to note that these children were not accidents. Ashley announced she was getting off birth control, and Elon Musk congratulated it. Grimes even used a surrogate so she can have 2 children 7 months apart. What? She used a surrogate. It's very bizarre. The system we live in now, in modern day feudalist system with Elon as emperor. What's more interesting to think about is what type of woman would consider such an appointment and what are its terms. Grimes is an oddity because she had money and success in her own right. I don't know who any of these people are, but I'm getting the gist of this whole thing. But she was the first concubine, so may not have realized that she was one. Though Musk was having children with Siobhan simultaneously. Boy. That's a good way to get your nose twisted where I come from. But anyway, Elon Musk's first wife was the most attractive. He met her when she was 18, and she gave him 6 children. Curiously, his concubines have been progressively less and less attractive and accomplished, ending with Ashley St. Clair, who was a former S3X worker. Told you so. But who knows if that's the end, right? Maybe you're speaking a little soon, Syria girl. The conclusion is that with modern-day concubines, there is a focus on quantity over quality. Well, Stalin said quantity has its own quality. I don't know about that, but because equality would demand more than such a life. Quality would demand more than such a life. Then I guess she went on to say, Elon Musk's former wives, Justin Musk and Tallulah Riley, were much better looking than his concubines. So you got the 2 concubines, was it 2? And now the third one, so that's 3. And then these 2, the 2 wives, 4, 5. It seems like there is a tier system for wife versus concubine. I don't know. Maybe they say, I don't care who you have a kid with, but they can't be better looking than me. I don't know what these people cook up. Bunch of weirdos as far as I'm concerned. What's this one? This is going off on Lee Zeldin. Going back to the money trail. We can come back to this one. I'm trying to figure out this. Some people are saying that this is some kind of spoof. I don't know. Do you guys think this might be a spoof or is this real? And yeah, the 13th child, Phil. And I just don't know, they think about it from a child's perspective. Where you're part of a child of a harem. You got all these stepmothers and stepbrothers and sisters all over the place. You see your father once every foggy day. Because our culture is what Christ told us. Marriage is a sacrament. The 2 become one. And you raise your children. This is something that's alien to me. And I don't think it's in a child's best interest to, even if you got the money. Can't buy me love. Anyway, if I come across it, I'll get to it. These are some things that came up while watching Viva and Barnes. Google and Apple changed Denali back to Mount McKinley on maps after Trump's executive order. President Trump issued an executive order to rename Denali and the Gulf of Mexico his first hours in office. So it is Mount McKinley now, officially. And the AP is still officially barred from the Oval Office and Air Force One. So, ha, ha, ha. What's this one? New Jersey teacher investigated for social media posts advocating for Trump's assassination. This was posted tonight. So, how brilliant can you be? Yeah, multiple wives was an Old Testament occurrence, but Jesus Christ gave us a new covenant. A new covenant. And, there were times where a lot different. You had somebody whose husband passed away and they had children, and, their cousin or brother would marry the woman to help raise the children and continue the brother's legacy that passed, because the apple didn't fall far from the tree, and there wasn't as a population like it is now. But anyway, this character is so stupid. The Secret Service confirmed it is, quote, aware of the incident and, quote, takes all threats related to our protectees seriously. So he's going to get a knock on the door. A knock on the door. Yeah, I hit up Posobiec before he was breaking. Philadelphia investigators urge what in the world is going on with that bomb signing lunatic in Philadelphia? This is another pickle he's gotten himself into. Philadelphia investigators urge DOJ to open a corruption probe into the 2011 passing of Ellen Greenberg. Have you all heard about this? The private investigator for Greenberg's family is urging President Donald Trump's Justice Department to launch an investigation into Philadelphia. You all know what else is getting investigated about. Trump's assassination, and also why they're nervous about these IRS files might be getting cracked open, right? So, man, they are sweating. These are posts from Donald Trump concerning. It's not going to be just Linda McMahon and Trump busting up the National Education Association. It's going to be stuff like this. Congratulations to Patriot Senator Bo Biteman, the great state of Wyoming, for working to pass school choice. So Wyoming is doing it. Another state was working on it the other day. I didn't get a chance to read about it. I can't remember which one it was. Putting power where it belongs. Parents, be an incredible victory for Wyoming students. Then down here, he said, the post prior to that, congratulations to Governor Brad Little. Idaho legislators fighting to bring school choice to their beautiful state. $50 million to empower parents to pay for the very best education for their child. That means private schools. I'm sure they're going to put together some kind of homeschooling program where the parent involved in the homeschooling gets some compensation, right? This bill has my complete and total support. Must pass. So school choice. School choice is going to break the back of that crazy bunch. Yeah, that's right, Kathy. Anything beats ending it. But I'm talking about artificially, test tubes, a billionaire. The insinuation is that they're doing it with surrogate parents. They're doing it. I don't know how true it is. But he sees somebody, he said, I'd like her genes. Would you carry my child and you get artificially inseminated? what's best for the child? Is that a way to raise a child? But anyway. Look at this. Look at that guy there. What's going on with him? This stuff is popping up all over the place. I don't always get screenshots of this. But this one, former Gilman school teacher, 35 years in the joint for S3 actually abusing a teenage student. It was over a period of years, 14, 15, 16, and cyber stalking him. Baltimore. So this guy's gone for 35 flipping years. What case does that remind you of? The rumored case. Mr. Tampon Boy, right? All right, this is more in line with the Elon conversation we were having. Louis KC said, I'm sorry that this needs to be said. I don't care if you save the world, make billions, and are the smartest person on the planet. If you have children with multiple people, do not have the time to raise them and be a full part of their life, you are a piece of you-know-what. Period. No further explanation needed. Now, he's got a very strong position on this. I'm just putting forth my notions that this is not the best for the child, what I described. And I don't even know how much of it's real. So, but Louis Casey says, you see what he says. Andy No, put this out. This is apparently, if I've got the right one, yeah, this is a girl that has been made of the mind that she's a boy. See, nice happy face there. 18-year-old student, Mooresville, Indiana, arrested for allegedly planning a mass bang out of school. Trinity Dex Shockley recently identified as a boy and was radicalized on Discord, where she allegedly wrote about doing Parkland Part 2. I believe there was another one after this that was stopped with two individuals. JRLR investigated, reported on it. Two individuals who are of the same group who think they are of a different gender than their birth gender. Anyway, so I think that is a mental health issue. It's apparent. How many times have we shown that same group involved in shootings? A lot of them. And I don't know, maybe we'll see Bobby get a hold of it. I don't know who he is. I just saw the tweet was being passed around. I don't know if he's a comedian or not. I don't know. That one heavyset guy was named Louis. So I don't know. This guy wasn't the same one. Anyway, so here is this related to that one tweet I'm going to get back to was EPA chief says Biden was irresponsibly shoveling boatloads of cash. Vows to get back $20 billion. That is Lee Zeldin. Here he is again. Lee Zeldin. On Saturday, Lee Zeldin said he canceled an additional $600,000 in media subscriptions. Follow the money. How much? We know Politico got $9 billion, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. I was going to put some mention in there of this horrific statement a reporter made to Marco Rubio. We'll get to that in a minute. Claiming that free speech caused the Holocaust. All this stuff is coming from one central talking point location. But anyway, update. My team at EPA just identified an additional $600,000 in media subscriptions that I'm canceling to save more of your hard-earned tax dollars. So it's kind of like when Trump came in and they were buying subscriptions for CNN, Washington Post, all these different places. Whoa, I don't have nothing on my screen. Let me see. What can I put on my screen? Here. I meant to mention a thing that Marco Rubio talked about last week. Ron DeSantis said last week that Joe Biden's pardon of Fauci might have been Fauci's undoing. And I took that to mean that the states would go after Fauci because the federal pardons they can't do anything about it. You know, he's vulnerable is how I took that. So then this popped up today that I spotted today, but it popped out 5 days ago. Republican AGs launched state-level investigation into Dr. Anthony Fauci. So yeah, he is vulnerable. Did you know that there's another horrific migrant crime situation over in Europe? You know that that speech that J.D. Vance gave, he was referring to where people were run over right before he gave his speech, the day before. Well, tonight, ABC put this up. A 14-year-old boy was fatally wounded, and 4 others were injured in a sharp object attack in Village, Austria. A 23-year-old Syrian. This is right after J.D. Vance pointed out that these types of crimes run right back to young men. I'll call them displaced from their culture. But they say migrant. We'll go with that. 23-year-old Syrian suspect taken into custody after being apprehended with the help of a civilian who rammed the suspect with a car, a police spokesman said. So, yeah. Because, Karen, how long have you been coming here? Ask a question like that. Anyway, it's hard enough to do these broadcasts and like I said, not wake up with being kicked off of YouTube. Anyway, I've gone over an hour, but which is enough for me. I've got a video of how the Europeans are waking up after J.D. Vance's speech. You all don't need me to read to you the newspaper articles because they're all on the take. They're all getting paid for by these elitist organizations that are trying to push a narrative. But some of these TV programs are waking up. Wait a minute. I want to show you something. This is the attack in Munich. A new video shows the Afghan terrorists repeatedly screaming, Allah, after today's car ramming attack in Munich. 28 wounded. I heard today that a mother and a two-year-old did not survive. He was also sharing Islamic propaganda online leading up to the attack. So this next post shows you what they're doing over there. I mean, we just had J.D. Vance talking about how they're putting people in jail for what they perceive to be hate speech. I can't use words like KNIFE. I can't use words like SCAB, or I get taken down. I've been saying that for 2 years. Germany has censored almost all discussion about the car attack in Munich because talking about it is racist. So Germany's you can't even talk about it, even though the Vice President of the United States brought it up in their country in a major speech. So what do you think a little peanut channel like me is going to do? And that's why people that don't pay attention put stuff in the chats that cause trouble, because they don't listen and they don't pay attention. They don't realize how serious this business is. What's her name? Telling Marco Rubio. Oh, what was her last name? Brennan. And I know she's CNN or MSNBC, but she's one of those groups. Told Marco Rubio, don't you think that freedom of speech during the 30s in Germany led to the, that's not it, led to the Holocaust? This was tonight. And Marco Rubio straightened her out. But that doesn't mean that a platform like this is going to let me say anything. Is this it? Oh, this is Holman. Holman pushes for charges for AOC. Musk accuses Newsom of treason. This was on Frank's show, the NPC show. I mean, watch Frank's show a couple times. You'll get the gist of how he's got to be careful too. Where is that one about that woman talking about, what's this? Maybe it's this one. Here it is. Marco Rubio slams CBS journalists. This is CBS telling Marco Rubio that freedom of speech in Germany in the 1930s caused the Holocaust. So they're all trying to push to create censorship. And like J.D. Vance said, you want money from us to protect you from a totalitarian society, and you're acting like a totalitarian society, you better wake up and get your head wired right. Marco Rubio slams CBS journalist for suggesting free speech caused the Holocaust. Right there, for anybody who doesn't agree, doesn't believe me. Secretary of State Marco Rubio clashed with CBS host of Deface the Nation, Margaret Brennan, during a segment on Sunday. Rubio and Brennan discussed the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance's speech in Germany, where he slammed Europe's push for censorship. Vance spoke at the Munich Security Conference in Germany last week and criticized Europe for adopting Soviet style of censorship. And that's why he used that term about Brussels. He said the commissars in Brussels. He was referring to Bolshevik, Leninist, Stalinist, communist methods of governing. And he said, you're out of your mind. He didn't say it. He should have said it. He said, you're absolutely wrong. There was no freedom of speech under Adolf. What's this? GOP drafts articles of impeachment against federal judges blocking Trump's orders. There you go. There's Trump and Elon. Republican lawmakers have drafted articles of impeachment against 2 federal judges. Now, they can impeach him. The House can do that. But it's got to go to the Senate and get passed by 2/3. 60, I don't know how many votes. They'll never get it with the radical Democrats in the Senate. But that's okay. Impeach them anyway and force the senators to vote, have a trial, and force the senators to vote. Because, like I said, phase 2 of this operation of reclaiming our republic, which we have to do, not have an army come in while we sit on our rear ends and let our local governments go to hell, our school boards go to hell, our kids don't even know what gender they are. In less than 2 years, we got 22 months, we're going to be electing members of Congress again, and we better be fired up and we better step up, and we need to have these impeachment trials public, and it needs to be done. Judge McConnell and Engelmeyer Schmidt, both Obama appointees, face impeachment efforts led by House Republicans. Elon supports the impeachments, criticizing Judge Engelmeyer and calling for immediate action. The impeachment process for federal judges is rare, requiring a House majority vote and 2/3 of the Senate majority for removal. Do it. Do it. It needs to be done publicly. People need to be educated who the hell's on their side and who is not on their side. Here's the thumbnail if you want to watch it yourself. It's only a 2-minute, 3-minute video. GOP drafts impeachment articles against federal judges. California spending this is what Elon was talking about, treason on New Scum. California is spending $9.5 billion on health care for undocumented immigrants this year. That's in the current 2024-2025 budget, but they're with the governor's proposed budget, including a $7 billion reserve withdrawal and deficits expected to rise to $30 billion. And federal funding likely to decrease, the state may face challenges in continuing to pay for this growing program. Yeah. You know, we're seeing mass arrests. We're seeing mass investigations. We've seen military intervention. Trump said he had to cut the water on in California the rough way. He used that term twice. I didn't want to do it the rough way. And the rough way was the military. But we can't think that that's the way it's going to be taken care of. We got to change out our government. We got to throw the bums out. And we got to get people to see things our way instead of this crap right here. Daily Mail. Liberal women the least happy and loneliest in America. No kidding. Who the hell would want to be around you? You're irrational. You want to give the country away. You want to let children cut their privates off. Who the hell would want to be around you? We could rent a phone booth out and throw you a birthday party. You have room for all your friends in a phone booth. Start thinking right. Nobody likes you. How about that? This, I can't show this video. This is a woman in red standing there with a bag in her hands. There is a soldier standing next to her. Behind her is a group of soldiers speaking. In Ukraine, a female you-know-what aside, Bomber, why don't you just go ahead and say it? Blew herself up. The woman left the store with a shopping bag and approached a group of shopping mall workers at the center of Nikolaev. Then a powerful explosion thundered. The suicide bomber herself was torn apart. One of the soldiers lost their lives. Why don't you just say what it says? Another 6 were wounded and are in serious condition. Why did she do that? According to preliminary data, this is revenge for the mobilization of her son. It's supposed to say her, but this is translated from Ruskiville. She knows her son's not going to make it back. So she took it out on these groups of people that are going around rounding up young men. And that's how she got her payback. And it's horrible that such things happen. But you get a mom upset over her kid. Unless they're an American liberal woman, you do whatever you want with their kids. Just in, Trump orders blocking federal funds for school, mandating the J and then AB. President Donald Trump on Friday signed an executive order barring federal funding for schools and universities that require students to receive the you-know-what 19... Why don't you fulfilling a campaign promise. Yeah, promises made, promises kept. I could be patient and year after year, month after month. And when stuff like that happens, it just bums me out. The U.S. is conducting unhinged, this is from MFA Russia, biomilitary activities. Washington admits U.S. aids involvement in funding BIO development. This is confirming our concerns regarding those kinds of military activities near Russian borders were justified. Here's Trump talking about the hostages. Hamas released 3 from Gaza. This was yesterday. They seem to be in good shape. Differs from the statement last week that they would not release any. Israel will now have to decide what they will do about the 12 o'clock today, which was yesterday, deadline imposed on the release of all hostages. The United States will back the decision they make. So we'll see how that goes. What's this one? Mr. T. Top Arab diplomat sees no alternative to Trump's Gaza plan, which is to get everybody the hell out of there, complete the demolition, remove all the dangerous mines, unexploded missiles, psychotic individuals hiding in tunnels underground. Get rid of all that crap. President Donald Trump to have United States rebuild Gaza, relocate its population is the only viable option. United Arab Emirates ambassador to the United States said. And it's true. Sitting there screwing around with that little postage stamp of Gaza Strip isn't even the size of flipping D.C. And here we're got all this international drama around it. Trump EPA moves to claw back Biden's $20 billion green slush fund. The grant-making program that Biden rushed to obligate, just wanted to throw the money out the back door as fast as possible. Clawbacks, we're going to see a lot of that. This is clandestine. What's he got to say? Russian Foreign Ministers Lavrov and Secretary of State Rubio had just had a phone call by request. They reportedly discussed the end of the conflict in Ukraine, plan for Palestinians in the Middle East, normalizing trade relations, and reversing Obama-Biden policy, maintaining channel for communications. Trump is not only negotiating an end to World War III, he is completely changing the relationship between the U.S. and Russia. Trump and Putin recognize that the deep state is the enemy. I'll probably get in trouble for saying that. This is an extremely positive sign. This means nukes will not be flying and World War III is about to be canceled. The future is starting to look a lot more peaceful. Well, from your lips to God's ears. The White House. Trump says, he put this up today. Every single day I will be fighting for you with every breath in my body. I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. President Trump. So, we should be happy, and should be looking forward to it. But, censorship is real. And CNN's Caitlin Collins boosts Luigi's legal defense fund, deletes post after backlash. Did you all hear about that? She came out and said, I in no way boosted Luigi. I'm not going to put up the post she put up. I have a copy of it. I'm not going to put anything up. These people are crazy. Sheryl Crow sells her Tesla, donates money to NPR. The big propaganda, Marxist propaganda machine that's tied into U.S. AIDS gives it money to NPR. But Devin Nunes doesn't think she really wrote the check to NPR. And I saw a video of it. They were taking the thing away on a flatbed truck. I doubt it even ran. It's probably broke down. She sold her Tesla and donated money to NPR, claiming the public broadcaster was under threat.
They're not under threat. They're just getting X'd out because we don't need them anymore. We don't need to spend $500 million of our money to put forth a Marxist narrative coming out of Brussels, the commissars out of Brussels. Another one from Clandestine. I went to see about his deleted posts and noticed he already has me blocked preemptively. Smart man. He's afraid. Who's this? Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok. Oh, that's a good Ukrainian name. Yeah, that's exactly right. Big shot in the FBI. We'll get him. We have an insurance policy. We will stop him. Talking about the President of the United States. Well, he deleted all his tweets. Good luck to you, pal, because we got them all. Deleting them doesn't help you one damn bit. So he blocked Clandestine, and I'm sure he blocked a great many others. Oh, it's going to be glorious. Glorious. Citizen Free Press. Pete Buddy Butt put incompetence in Washington puts every American at risk. This is the rabid HOMO S3 actual, okay, that thinks he can breastfeed a baby. Incompetence in Washington puts every American at risk. No matter how you voted, no one should be happy that the Doge team, the same folks who randomly published classified U.S. security information online today, what was that, you dumb? I didn't hear a damn thing about that. Want your bank account and social security numbers. Fear-mongering. But Brendan Carr put up, you work for an administration that got $42 billion to connect millions of Americans to the internet. 1,163 days later, that administration exited without even connecting one person and without even turning one shovel of dirt. If we need expertise and incompetence, we'll reach out. What happened to all that money, buddy butt? $42 billion that you were in charge of, you lunatic. The Department of Education, Dan Scavino put this up, sent this letter to all education departments in all 50 states. If they don't want to lose their federal funding, they will comply within 14 days to remove all DEI programming in their schools. I'm not going to read all this. I did get screenshots of each page. But it basically says that discrimination in any form, reverse discrimination, the bad old discrimination, any form is illegal. Was illegal then and is illegal now. So whoever wrote this letter, let me see who it was, either is in full agreement with President Trump or is just trying to save their job. Sincerely, Craig Traynor, Acting Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights, U.S. Department of Education. We'll see if it's just a blowhard letter trying to save his job or if he is actually a competent person. We'll see. Or she, I don't know. Here, this is part of the unified mockingbird media from the Satanists and communists, the principalities based somewhere over there underground in Europe around a bunch of lizard eggs or who knows what. The New York Times Magazine. As a white man, can I date a woman of color to advance my anti-racism? Well, The magazine's ethicist columnists on interracial dating as a socio-political strategy. How about if you love somebody? They're sitting here talking about social engineering, I guess. Oh, I should think about dating somebody. To show that I'm not racist, I should date someone of color. Either that or I'm a racist. How about if you love somebody, you don't worry about it and marry somebody? Or you can do like they're talking about Elon's doing, just run around and hand test tubes out. I don't know. My cat's looking at me like I'm crazy. Here we go, folks. This is a biggie. The 14th Amendment of right of American citizenship never had anything to do with modern gate crashers, illegal immigrants who break the law by being in our country. It had everything to do with giving citizenship to former slaves. Our founding fathers were, quote, spinning in the graves at the idea that our country can be taken away from us. No nation in the world has anything like this. Our lawyers and judges have to be tough and protect America. Yeah, that citizen, all these conflicts we're having with these liberal, crazy judges and birthright citizenship all has to be put before the Supreme Court so we can cement this business, cement it. The law of the land. I couldn't play this video, and you can see why. So I got a freeze frame of it. The first openly gay imam. I never heard of an openly gay imam, but I guess there was one. Muhsin Hendricks was assassinated at point blank range in South Africa. In South Africa. Well, you know, that is not only that, what they're doing with farmers who aren't the right color. And Trump is going to drop the hammer on that too. But there. How about that for tolerance? All right, you crazy leftists. I don't know if I want to read it. Let's see. Ukraine is a disturbing example of how powerful propaganda can be. Ukraine is the only military on earth with literal Nazi forces. And Zelensky is a dictator that canceled elections. That's all true. Yet global U.S. aid influence machine convinced the world that Ukraine is a beacon of democracy. They can make sheep believe anything. Democrats accuse everyone they don't like of being a Nazi. They accuse everyone of threatening democracy and then turn around and send hundreds of billions of dollars of our tax dollars to Ukraine, and they worship a literal Nazi military dictator who canceled the elections. This is the power of propaganda. They make idiots out of themselves. Idiots. The people who change the names of everything from military bases to pancake syrup sure seem mad about the Gulf of America thing. What's this? Trump thanked Brit Hume from John F. Harris, writing about Donald Trump in Politico. For the first time, he is holding power under circumstances in which reasonable people cannot deny a basic fact. He is the greatest American figure of his era. That drives the left crazy, but it's true. The truth drives them crazy. Here's this little idiot. I don't know if he's playing a game or what, Zelensky, but Putin. This is supposed to be a quote from Putin. Trump's talks will be a kick in the ASS for Europe, says Lithuanian Prime Minister Gintautas Paluckas. A kick in the ass. Okay. Zelensky said, I will not meet with Representative Russia, only with one, Putin, and only after we have a common plan to end the war with Trump. Only in this case am I ready to meet. We will sit down with Putin and stop the war, Zelensky says. We'll see. I think it's going to be like Putin says. The ones in Europe are going to sit there and wag their tails like they're supposed to when Trump's finished with them. In Munich, the United States offered Zelensky a document to sign granting Washington rights to 50% of Ukraine's future mineral resources, but he refused, the Washington Post reported. Berlin rejects Trump's idea of Russia's return to the G7, said German Foreign Minister Alina Baerbock. She added that after the start of the Ukrainian conflict, there can be no normal cooperation with Russia. Well, the head of the EU said they have canceled all contacts with Russia, and they don't want to speak with the Russian Federation. So it's coming to a head. Something's got to give. But as I said, they're waking up over in Europe. I'll play this video when I go out with these people over there in Europe, news organizations. But this little idiot right here, Donald Trump and Republicans consistently promised that they were going to lower the high cost of living, and they've done the exact opposite. Who's the idiot saying that on CNN right there? That idiot. Here, let me, there. That's an idiot. Okay? Hakeem Jeffries, the lead idiot, decried the toxic bait and switch of President Trump's leadership on ABC News this week on Sunday. So you got whatever leftover mouth-breathing morons hearing that after a little over 3 weeks, he's expecting Trump to turn around Biden's bag of crap that he handed Trump. On his face, it's ridiculous. And then what I've already read, then he said, they've shown no interest in lowering costs in the United States of America, which are too high. How desperate is that? To sit there after 3 to 4 weeks and bellyache about prices and try to blame it on Trump. It's disgusting. And then to have that girl sit there and talk about free speech being the cause of the Holocaust. Absolutely disgusting. But anyway, I'm going to play this video for you. A little round table over in Northwich, over in Europe, what they're saying about how things are going and should go. And it's a wonder they didn't take the broadcast down, and they probably have. But I have a clip of it, and I hope you all remember to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like the video. And also, I didn't mention it the whole broadcast, but I have a link for Buy Me a Coffee in the description if you want to help the channel out. And I want to thank Mike and Bev last week for helping out. Mike and Bev, which they helped out just the other day, and Miss Mindersu and Gary for helping out in the second week of this month. Now we're in the third week. So we're rolling right along, folks. So enjoy this little clip and see what you make of it. Is the Europeans waking up or not? I don't know, but we got enough Americans we got to wake up. All right, folks, enjoy this clip. You all have a great night. This is Mountain Man. Oh, I didn't say thank you for spending your precious time with me. Okay, folks. So you make sure you have a good evening. This is Mountain Man. Over and out.
Well, I was looking around social media today, and it struck me that a lot of people who like to start wars are suddenly very angry with one guy who wants to stop this war. And there are people who have taken us into one disaster after another, war in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, who have spent much of today on social media attacking Trump. What we're seeing, I think, is a reset of geopolitics, a reset. We're seeing the breakdown of what you might call the international liberal world order, which saw 20, 30 years of one foreign policy disaster after another. And Trump, I was at the inauguration in America, and people around the president are basically saying, they've had enough of that constant interventionism. They've had enough of Europe, by the way, again, maybe a controversial point, but Europe not paying its way on defence. And they've looked to Germany, they've looked to France, they've looked to Italy, they've looked to the UK, and they've said, what are you guys doing? Take Germany as an example. Germany under the Greens, absolutely bonkers, becoming more dependent upon Russia because of its ridiculous energy policy, becoming more dependent upon China, and then turning around and criticising Donald Trump when he says we've got to end this war. I mean, I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense anymore. There are two things that need to happen. One is Ukraine obviously needs to be involved in the negotiated settlement. That's obvious. But the second key point is this now has to be a line in the sand. After this negotiated settlement, Europe is going to have to pay to defend itself. We cannot just rely on America, because understandably they're saying, look, we've got China. We've got our problems on the border. We've got to revitalise our economy. So I think for everybody who sat there criticising Donald Trump, I do think we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and think, actually, are we getting this right here in Europe?
And to the point that a number of, that you've heard from a number of...